So this is Numbers against To Kill Sage. Fox and Wii Fit.
We've seen this pretty frequently. I forget Numbers' exact feelings on this matchup. I do know that Wii Fit can actually edge guard Fox pretty hard, and the ledge camping strategy can be really difficult for Fox just because he can't risk going off stage against a character like Wii Fit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Fox so good at ledge trapping if you're trying to get back onto stage. Wow. But if you're a character like Wii Fit who has no problem just hanging out off stage, it becomes a lot tougher for him. And we saw Numbers actually play Fox earlier today. He played Audi, who did very well against him, but eventually just got a little too aggressive. Numbers waiting him out, going for the hard punishes, getting a couple of edge guards. And that's where I think the matchup experience from Sage might help him. We know Numbers knows this matchup, but Sage, of course, knows this matchup a lot better than someone who doesn't play Numbers on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I do think Fox wins this matchup.
I would.
But I don't think it's nearly as bad as some of some Wii Fit versus top tier matchups, like maybe a Cloud or a Bayo.
Yeah, mainly because she does have that win condition of getting him off stage, and if she has the lead, she has that camp out potential. But right now, he doesn't have the lead, so...
Yeah. But, of course, it's early on, and Wii Fit does heal over time, so not necessarily forced to approach this early in a game. Certainly going to keep playing his game. He's got the projectiles, and he gets the frame trap right there, and gets the Sun Salutation to take the first stock. And he spawns the soccer ball through the ledge. Really useful tactic that gives Wii Fit an incredibly good get-up attack, as well as just putting a lot of extra things in your opponent's mind in that situation. Just going to wait off stage, air dodge through the lasers. Oh, the instant ledge get up into a grab. That was beautifully done from Numbers right there. We've seen him use that a couple times already. The first time he tried to jump out of it, but ended up getting punished for that. That time, just the instant ledge get up grab. He does his jump, deep breathing, and then shield to cancel it. But in that case, you can just grab to cancel it. Oh, and he's under it. And the up smash just misses, so Numbers going to get a whiff punish with that forward smash. And as soon as it charges, we see the F tilt coming out. Oh, and the Sun just a little low from Numbers, but doing a great job right now, just keeping Sage away and punishing hard. Ends up getting stuck with that forward smash and getting a 2-stock in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Numbers is one of those characters that with the lead, he's so good at just engineering the rest of the game around that. And so, we're moving on to game 2 here. I would most likely say, you think we're going to see like Triplats just maybe to help out with To Kill Sage's punish game?
Yeah, it looks like he's thinking about his character. I haven't seen him switch off of Fox very often. He's going to go Mewtwo. Okay.
He has been busting out the Mewtwo for those bad matchups he's had lately.
I do think this is a better matchup. I think this is a matchup that Mewtwo wins more than Fox does. And
definitely.
It's much, much more difficult to edgeguard Mewtwo.
Sage tweeted out earlier today, I think Fox can win every matchup. But why would I want to try and do that if I can just play Mewtwo?
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. I do think it's a maybe winning matchup for Fox against Wii Fit, but certainly not a lopsided one. If anything, just like a little bit in Fox's favor, whereas this one I think pretty solidly in Mewtwo's favor. A disjointed reflector.
That stays out forever.
That's also a command grab and stays out forever. And obviously you can keep Shine out as long as you want, but it's punishable if you're up close. He can't really act out of it immediately. Whereas Mewtwo stalls him in the air, very difficult to do anything about it. And he's a harder character to ledge camp.
Yeah, we have seen that those Shadow Balls can be really dangerous if Numbers makes just a slightly wrong play while he's on ledge. Being on ledge and getting hit by that move, which deals out 25%, and a major knockback can be absolutely brutal.
And Numbers getting a little desperate to land there, throws out that down air.
Great reaction.
And Sage just not giving him any space. Very good movement from Numbers right there and getting these power shields. So he's starting to bring this back, but Sage just has such an edge in percent right now.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a tough situation for Numbers. Let's see how he starts to bring this back. Of course, the one thing about this, the percents right now, Mewtwo is such a light character, second lightest in the game. It's only heavier than Jigglypuff. He's lighter than Game & Watch, Kirby, Olimar, all those others. And he's able to forward air out of that jab combo right there as the second hit misses. Wii Fit's jab is relatively unreliable,
yeah,
to say the least.
Yeah, that header
does block that. It's interesting.
I
good
mean, I guess
spacing.
it doesn't really disappear so much. You know, Mewtwo's Shadow Ball does beat out a lot of items and other projectiles.
Right.
But I guess just that header, it's a soccer ball.
And the forward air, it's a frame 6, very big hitbox. Kills super early, and a very, very good play by Sage. He's got a pretty good lead right now.
Yeah.
You can never count numbers out, but this is looking rough for him in game 2.
Yeah, and also you can kind of see the frustration visible on Numbers' face. And Numbers, he's gotten a lot better at it, but he is a very emotional player. And so it can very easily, especially when he's fighting these bad matchups that can be frustrating in their nature.
Which Weefit has a lot of.
Yeah. Ooh, goes for that down tilt, but gets a weird angle of knockback.
And he's just looking to get this chip damage right now, but Sage staying at a far enough distance that he's got plenty of time to react to these suns, to the headers, and that trade's right there. So technically, Numbers wins all of those trades because he heals slightly from it, but instead, right there, he gets it reflected and almost dies for it. Sage a full stock up right now. And he does get that punish on the hard read down smash with a Sun Salutation. But this is looking really rough for John Numbers right here. Already at kill percent for some things, certainly close to the point where he'll die to a Shadow Ball.
Yeah, and but he's doing a lot of these empty hops, which are very risky against Mewtwo, but seems to be getting a lot of mileage out of them. Finally gets that grab to put him off stage, but how is he going to net the kill while Mewtwo's on ledge? Oh,
the up air right there. Good punish by Numbers. That's a surprisingly disjointed move, especially considering Wii Fit's others are just not. But has a pretty large disjoint on the arms right there. Numbers with the triple roll across stage. The ultimate mix-up.
Numbers, though, yeah, this deficit of 91%, and especially against a character like Mewtwo with all of that raw kill power.
Or a Reflector. The Reflector taking out the stock right there. And now Wii Fit can duck under Full Charge Sun, but she was at such close range there that Numbers doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, he was
to
still
crouch
in lag.
after that. He's still in the end lag of Sun. So that's a tough situation for Numbers. We'll see if he adapts, we'll see if he changes characters. He does have Marth / Lucina and a Corrin to a degree, but I haven't seen him use them at all in recent weeks. And he is going to stick with the Wii Fit and bring it right back to Town and City. So game 3 of Winners Finals between TaKillSage and John Numbers. I'm Zyvon here with Salty Fun, and we are just a few sets away from the end of Xeno 69. So thank you guys for watching tonight.
All right, yeah, the match now starting a little bit slower. Numbers probably aware that if he gets if TaKillSage gets an early lead, it can be really hard for him. But
yeah, Wii Fit is a character who really, thrives with having the lead, forcing approaches, forcing you to be in uncomfortable situations, and to pressure her off the stage, which is exactly what she wants you to do.
Oh, Numbers tries to go for that down air, but Mewtwo up air comes out before it. Yeah, lots of these footsies right now. Both of these characters charging up their projectile. And also it seems like when there is the FD variant, he likes to stay on ledge even more. It can be harder for him to land on the ground, so he doesn't want to risk it.
And Mewtwo, a pretty good character at juggling, as we see him try to use Mewtwo's speed right there to get all the way across to punish the soccer ball setup. Mewtwo's speed got buffed at one point, one of the things that made him into such a great character. I do think he was just, a bit underexplored before that, but definitely a relevant factor. He went from being a pretty slow character, about the speed of Wii Fit actually, to roughly Sheik speed. So a big difference there, and it has made him a lot more relevant to the metagame. And right now we're seeing TaKillSage with his Mewtwo, which I haven't seen a whole lot before. And it's looking really, really solid right now against Numbers. I have to say, also to agree, I am surprised that this is a matchup where Numbers is going to stay Wii Fit. But at this point, I guess he's been staying Wii Fit even for Clouds and now for Mewtwo. I would think maybe as long as we don't see a Kirby, he's just going solo Wii Fit the whole way.
Yeah, and I mean, I always respect that. You can definitely see that you can see the adaptation in his play from game 1 to game 2. This is definitely much closer.
The mind games at their finest right there.
Yeah, that was sort of a signal, it's funny because that crouch means nothing in terms of actual advantage.
It doesn't duck under Shadow Ball, so. Oh, and he just misses the timing on that. The sweet spot to get out of that would have killed. He gets the sour spot, gets the late hit as Mewtwo's popping up. And so he does get a little bit of damage, but Sage is just comfortable staying at these distances where he can react to Sun and power shield it every time. And it's been rough for Numbers to really get a whole lot of his chip damage that he usually gets.
Yeah, so now only 10% separating them and 3 minutes on the clock. There's definitely timeout factors that could be put into play.
Time's certainly relevant in this game right now, as he gets a good punish on the whiffed forward air with the Sun. Numbers takes the lead back. Oh, and the up throw is going to take it.
Wow.
Such a strong up throw.
Yeah, and Wii Fit being floaty means he dies off the top much more easily. And we
combined with Town and City and a bit of rage on Mewtwo.
Yeah, and we have passed the 3-minute mark, which means that this is looking pretty rough for Numbers. He needs to close this out, and since he lost all that rage, it's going to be that much harder.
Yeah, Wii Fit, not a character known for her kill power. Certainly has some very strong moves, but not really good hitboxes on them, so it can be tough for her to really land those kills in these situations, but she gets it right there with the back air as John Numbers taking advantage of the double air dodge into the landing back air. Frame 5 back air, very strong move.
Oh,
and now just 2:20 left on the clock, and they're essentially tied. This is nothing that Numbers won't heal over the course of the match.
Yeah, of course. So DeKillSage needs to make sure that he can keep poking and keep this lead in his favor. Oh, Numbers just testing out the waters, runs in and then immediately rolls away.
Oh, I like the movement from Numbers right there. And he eventually gets an up air out of it. Just playing this very slow, all of the rolls. And these full hop nair back airs can do that also out of a short hop as well, but he's doing it out of a full hop to get Sage while he's jumping to catch those jumps. It's working very well, and these rolls are not being punished as much as you might expect.
I mean, it could also be that DeKillSage, that over the course of the game, making sure he holds on to that. It's the conditioning aspect.
Right.
Why punish
it could be a win factor later on. It could punish one of those with an up smash to take the game.
Or it could just be that Numbers' rolls are godlike.
Yeah.
It's impossible to know.
And Wii Fit actually does have a pretty good roll, frame data-wise. It's not as bad of an option as it would be for some characters. Ooh. I'm not going to try to make too many excuses for Numbers rolling 6 straight times, but
but there
just
he's
to make a point.
Hit by the reflector. The uncharged salutation will not beat it out, and so he ends up losing the lead with a minute on the clock. I think everything's relevant.
Definitely a factor. Mewtwo does have the early kill power. Get a forward into the ledge, an up smash, not too far from up throw percent. But Numbers going to take advantage of the fact that he can heal, and so he really just needs one more hit if they're going to wait it out like this.
Yeah, Numbers. I mean, he is healing ever so slightly from each and every one of these stuns.
And he hits one right there. Now he's got the lead. Now it's a tough situation for Sage. He's got to approach. Not that Mewtwo can't do that, though.
That's it. And now there's 30 seconds on the clock. Numbers, there's not enough time for him to heal all of this damage now. He needs to get some kind of hit in. Just and
that is going to take it. Caught him DIing just barely the wrong way. And with 20 seconds left, Sage takes the set with his Mewtwo after losing fairly hard. And shout out to Salty Fun with the subscription right there.
Snuck it in. Snuck it in.